So today we're going to be talking about everyone's favorite subject, which is pensions. Now, writing a book at the moment called A Letter to the Boomers, and it's the subtitle is A Young Person's Guide to the UK Generational Divide. I'm not sure how long I'm going to be considered young, but in the book I'm writing about how the baby boomers, need to be aware that there are certain parts of the pension system which are reliant on millennials, Generation Alpha, or people younger than that, whatever you want to call them. The pension system is reliant on those people paying taxes, especially national insurance contributions, but also income tax, which is the number one receipt of HMRC. And in it, I write how if inflation rages through the UK financial markets, and if it appears in consumer price indexes, a lot of people that are on final salary pensions, that money is not going to be worth as much. I don't think people understand that. If you, let's say, have £8,000 a year pension, that sounds like a great deal. But what if inflation runs at 5% for the next 5 years? That will mean that that £8,000 is worth 25, if not more, percent less than what it was when you were promised that amount. That's one of the things I point out. Inflation, especially in CPI, will hurt people who are on these old pensions. And new pensions aren't necessarily like that. New pensions are linked to financial instruments like the stock market or bond market. And inflation is really going to hurt people of the older generation who are on these defined benefit pensions. If people aren't on defined benefit pensions, a lot of them are going to be invested in bonds, government bonds, corporate bonds, because the risk of those instruments are a lot less than equity. If you're in your 50s or early 60s, you're not going to be massively in equity. You're going to have a lot of money invested in bonds. So inflation very much hurts people who are in bonds, because you get paid a fixed coupon. Let's say you get paid £100, you have £100 bond, and you get paid £1 every year for 5 years, and then you get the £100 back. It doesn't change if inflation goes up. You still get paid that pound, and then the £100 at the end. If there is an issue with the currency, or if the prices change dramatically, then the value of that bond goes down. The other thing, which is a bit more complicated, is the role of money. At the moment, all the institutions use the Great British Pound, pound sterling. All pensions are priced in that. All taxes are collected in pounds. The government uses that money. The Office of National Statistics measures everything in pounds. My point in the book is that millennials are the only generation that don't need to use that money. You might be saying, what can they use? Well, the invention of Bitcoin is just over in 2008. It's about 12 years old now. We are a generation, the internet generation, that has the option not to use the pound. If the institutions aren't working for us, such as the pension system, possibly the NHS, if it's too much of a drag on the younger generations, a way to not pay would be to not use the currency which all those institutions are priced in. If people stop using the pound because for whatever reason they don't think the institutions work for them, and they use Bitcoin or they use Ethereum or they use Litecoin, then the government is going to find it a lot more difficult to tax those people. So anyway, that's my thoughts for the day. Please like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys very soon. Thanks. Bye bye.